Hello and welcome back, audience. My name is MassiveBrad and welcome back to my FIFA 19 Liverpool career mode. Now, before we get into today's episode, I just want to say a huge big thank you for the love and support on the channel. And if you do enjoy today's video, please do give it a big thumbs up for me and don't forget to drop your comments down below. Now, I want to say a huge big thank you to the 3 original OGs. In episode 2, I have started to notice some familiar names in the comment section. The likes of Bruno, the likes of Niall, the likes of Wes. These guys have been around since the FIFA 16 Liverpool career mode. So we're talking 3 years on the channel. So I want to say a huge big thank you to them for supporting me for so long. And guys, before we get into episode 3, I quickly want to recap on episode 2. So if you haven't seen it, definitely go and give it a watch before you hear some spoilers. But going back to episode 2, we played our first 2 games of the Liverpool career mode. We faced off against Lazio in the first game, which we managed to go on and win 1-0. James Milner was the main man on the day, up and down the pitch like I've never seen him before, and also managed to get the 1 goal for us, which we then went on to beat Lazio. And the second game, we faced off against Brisbane Roar. A little bit of a different game. We went in at half time. It was 1-1. We scored, and within minutes they'd equalised, put a goal in on there. And I was thinking at half time, do you know what? This could go either way, but we managed to turn up on the day and we beat Brisbane Roar 4-1 with Jordan Henderson scoring an absolutely incredible goal on his right foot in off the post, and then Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain out of nowhere from a corner onto his knee, onto his chest, outside of the box, on the volley, top left bins. One of the best goals I have easily scored on FIFA 19. I also mentioned in episode 2 that I would be going in for a left wing or a left back. Unfortunately, I did forget, guys, but I will not be forgetting today. That is something we are going to do before we get into this game against Real Betis. Now, I'm not too sure who the second game in today's episode is going to be for this simple reason. If we go and look how the group stage currently looks, we are top with 6 points. Real Betis are second with 4, Brisbane Roar third with 1, and Lazio with none. So Lazio will definitely not be getting through. There's no chance of them coming through. To decide on the goal difference, so depending on how many goals we put past Real Betis and depending on how many goals Brisbane Roar score, will decide who is coming through with us. And if we flick down to Group B, it is currently between 3 teams in Group B. We've got Napoli, we've got Marseille, and we've got Al Hilal. Now, right now, we've got Napoli at the top with 6 points. Pretty sure they're going to get through. If you look on the right, they have been absolutely dominating some of the teams. They beat Marseille 3-0, they beat Hilal 2-0, so they're absolutely dominating. They are facing off against Perth Glory, who are bottom of the group at the moment, so they're probably easily going to pick up another 3 points and get those 9 points. So it's going to be between Marseille and Al Hilal. Now, they obviously play each other. They're both currently on 3. The goals against them 4 are pretty similar, so it's all going to go down to whoever wins that match will be going through. The second game is either going to be against Napoli or it's going to be against Al Hilal or Marseille. Now, quickly jumping over to the transfer hub, because we discussed in last episode signing a left wing or a left back. But the most important thing we do, from looking at the straw poll, you guys definitely want me to sign a left wing. The biggest one seems to be Junior. I think 2 or 3 people have actually asked me to sign Junior. Now, I did do this off camera, guys, and sadly, if I click to approach to buy, you can see there on the right, the player has recently joined the club and won't move again, so we actually cannot buy him. Now, we can either hold off and look at bringing him in January, but I'm thinking we need somebody now. So I don't know if to do this, guys. You'll have to let me know in the comment section. If we go and sign Leroy Sané, he's going to want to get ahead of Mane, which is a problem. It pushes Mane to the bench. Mane has got to be one of the main players in this Liverpool career mode. You guys have been voting on the straw polls. I also quickly want to mention on the straw polls, today's episode, episode 3 and episode 4 are your last chance to vote on the straw polls. So if you haven't, go and check them out in the description. Check them out also in the comment section. I always put them down there. Definitely get your opinions across. But as I was saying, Mane is going to be one of the main guys. He's going to play at that left wing most of the games, simply because you guys want a realistic Liverpool career mode. That's what you're voting for on the straw polls. Bringing Sané in doesn't make it very realistic. Asensio could be a realistic one. I don't see why not. He's not getting in the Real Madrid team, you know, week in, week out. He could be a player we look at. A few people have mentioned Ryan Sessegnon. I love this lad, so I'd be happy to sign him. So what I was thinking is we either look at going after Marco Asensio and then sign Junior as well in January, or if we go for Ryan Sessegnon and then look at bringing Junior in next year. So not in the January, because we've got Ryan Sessegnon that we can train up and he can sit in nicely behind Sadio Mane. Obviously, we have a few other players here. Striker right now isn't doing very well. I think it's only 2 or 3 votes, whereas left wing's got around 6 or 7. But the next position that we definitely need to sign someone is left back. Now, right now, nobody has recommended a left back, and the only left back that I've added to the transfer hub is Kieran Tierney. So I am actually going to go in for him, guys. I've decided, you know what, we need to start making some moves. We need to start spending some money. So he's valued at 9.5. The board are telling us we might have to offer between 10.2 and 14.2 to have a chance at this deal. So do you know what, guys? Let's just get into this. Let's just approach Celtic. Let's just look at buying this young left back to sit behind Robertson. He's a great backup. He's another Scotsman. So let's just get into this. I'm not really sure how much I'm going to offer. I feel like 9.5. I think I might just throw out a 12 million. I think 12 million is a decent amount for him. I don't want to be paying too much over the transfer value that he's currently got. So let's go ahead and offer 12 million. Let's see what they say. Look, your offer for Tierney is too low. We could consider accepting at 14.2. Okay, let's jump it up to... So you got to be careful, you see, because I know managers will walk away. Let's try jumping it up to 13. You know, they told us around 14.2. That means we'd be paying at the full price. I don't really know if that's fair. So let's offer 13. And there we go, guys. Celtic's rep has said that is a fair offer. So we are going to look to sign Kieran Tierney for 13 million. I have no idea what his current wage is. I didn't even look at it, to be honest. But we can go ahead now and start negotiations with his contract. So let's just jump into this, guys. We just got to get this going. We want to get into the game against Real Betis, get some transfers flowing. If you guys have anyone else, make sure to recommend them down below. If there's anyone on the list you want me to go in for, let me know, because pretty much episode 3, episode 4, episode 5, that is where I want to do all the transfer negotiations. That's where I want to be buying players. I don't want it when I'm leaving it too late. You know, I've done FIFAs in the past where I leave it too late and then I can't get the player. Obviously, FIFA did change it where you can buy the player and do the contract in the same day, so that's great, but I need to just keep on top of this. So I'm going to offer him a rotational role. He's not going to get ahead. He's not going to be in the starting 11 ahead of Robertson. So we'll go ahead and offer rotation. Tierney's agent has agreed. He said, great, that's exactly what we're hoping for. My client is happy with the role you're offering him. Happy days. He wants 4 years. I'm actually going to counter that and I'm going to ask for 5. I don't see why he shouldn't sign for another year if he already wants 4. Has he accepted that? There we go. He's happy with the length of the contract. He's accepted the 5 years. This is going well so far. I'm going to disregard release clause. I personally don't like the release clause. I just think you can be doing well in the league. A big team comes in, pays the release clause, you've lost the player. I just don't like doing that. Now, he's asking for 32.5 for his wage. He's asking for 320,000 on his bonus, and he's asking for $500,000 for every 15 appearances. Now, I'm going to counter that. I'm going to remove the bonus. I'm also going to edit the wage, and I'm going to offer him. We're going to offer 30,000, which is 2.5 more than what he's on at Celtic, and we're also going to bring this down to 300. Let's submit that, see what he says. It's not quite what my client was looking for, but he's eager to... And there we go, guys. We actually dropped the price. We got rid of his signing on bonus. And there we go. We have made our first signing for this Liverpool career mode. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to jump out. We're going to go and have a look at the squad. We're going to face off against Real Betis. Then we'll know who we're playing in the second game of today's episode. And we may also look at going in for some left wingers. Now, what I might do is I might go in for Marco Asensio, Ryan Sessegnon, and I can't sadly go in for Junior. Then we can get that sorted. You guys can let me know in the comment section who should assign. As for the other positions, striker's not up there right now. Central attacker mid's not. Rabo, people have said to leave Rabo. He's currently in negotiations with Bayer Leverkusen. It's been accepted, but his contract is ongoing. Because you guys have said, you know what, Brad, I don't think personally you should sign him. I'm actually going to remove him from the shortlist. He's a player we don't need. What I have also got to mention, guys, is a centre-back. It seems like you guys really want me to sign a centre-back, and it's just come to me. The other centre-back I need to add in is Jimenez from, I think it's Atletico Madrid. So we'll have Kimpembe, Jonathan Tah, Jerome Boateng, and Jimenez. Now, they're the 4 centre-backs. I need you guys to let me know down below who you think we should sign. They all come with pluses, they all come with negatives, so we've kind of got to make a decision. And my other option is looking at a goalkeeper or maybe bringing in a right back. And I did forget there, Diego Godin is also an opportunity. But again, I did say he was going to be around the 40 million mark. It looks like we're going to have to pay between 37.9 and 52.8. That's a little bit high. But what you can do is in January, if they haven't offered him a new contract, we can actually sign him on a free and just offer him his contract. So that's something that we could look at doing, guys. But jumping over to the squad that will be facing at Real Betis, it is a complete change. I think possibly apart from Gini Wijnaldum and maybe Keita, I don't think we've seen many of these players playing these positions at all, apart from when I make substitutes. The squad going out against Real Betis is Divock Origi at left wing. Mane is not fully fit, guys. I can't risk him not being fully fit or getting injured. We've got Daniel Sturridge at striker, and after the goal that Daniel Sturridge scored last night, I'm not surprised he's getting into the team. We've got Big Shaq, Xherdan Shaqiri at that right wing. We've got Gino Wijnaldum linking up with Keita in that central midfield role. It's a shame I can't put Milner in. Gino Wijnaldum and Milner have been absolutely unreal at the moment, but going to give Gini and Keita a little go in the central midfield role. We've got Fabinho at the CDM for his first start in this Liverpool career mode. We've then got Moreno, Gomez, Lovren and Klein at the back, with of course Alisson in goal. There's another player actually. Alisson has been in goal from the very start. So we're going to get into this game against Real Betis. Hopefully we can finish the group with the top points. 3 wins out of 3, 9 points, and proceed into the next stage of the Invitational Cup. So let's go ahead. In fact, you know what? Do we give Kieran Tierney his very first start instead of Moreno? Do you know what? Let's do it. Let's drop Moreno and let's bring Kieran Tierney in. So he's a 77 rated. Kieran Tierney is only a 76, 1 rating lower. But let's give him his first start. Why not? We've just signed him. Let's give him his debut. Let's go ahead and get into this game against Real Betis, guys. I'm super excited for it. Hopefully we can get the 9 points, as I said. And fingers crossed we can go on and then win, possibly, the Invitational Cup. It'll be great to get some silverware at the very start of this career mode. Let's get into this game and see what we can do, guys. And here we go, guys. Liverpool versus Real Betis. We have taken on Lazio and beat them. We have taken on Brisbane Roar and beat them. Can we beat Real Betis? I'll tell you what, guys, when I actually looked at Real Betis' team, they have some incredible players. They have the likes of, I think his name's Christian Teo. They have Xavi Garcia, who used to play for City. They've got some real decent players. It's not going to be an easy game. This is probably going to be the difficultest game so far. And as you can see there, they're talking about the player debut for Kieran Tierney. Super excited for this, guys. If we can start off exactly how we have in the other 2 games, maybe a little bit more attacking, try and get that going straight away, try and get a goal early on. Hopefully we can go into half-time with the lead. But let's get into this first half and see what damage we can do. Let's lay it off to Klein. Ball in straight away from Klein. Looking for Divock Origi back post. Gini to hit this outside the box on the volley. And I'll tell you what, not a bad strike from Gini Wijnaldum. Good start, lads. Good start indeed. Tierney's breaking up. Try and put this ball in. We've got Gini back post. Gini's there. Oh, Gini, what have you done, son? Tell you what, Tierney made a nice run down that left side. Ball was beautiful. Nice weighted ball in. Look at that. Gini Wijnaldum in all the space. But his header was absolutely shocking. Win that header. Here goes Fabinho. Fabinho's got a bit of space. Should have hit it. Let's hit it with Fabinho. He strikes it, but the defender gets a foot to it. Doesn't have the space. Dance some Sturridge. Nicely done. Here's Keita. Keita's going to hit it. Low strike. Oh, not a bad strike, but not on target. Here's Gini Wijnaldum. We know he can hit them. Oh, I'll tell you what. Blocked by Keita. Give it back to him. Give it back. Give it to Sturridge. Nope, we've gone there instead. Here's Fabinho. Into Keita. Keita on the edge of the box. Strikes it, and it's straight into the keeper's hands. Did take a deflection. Looks like we're going to be going in half-time here, guys, at 0-0. And there we go. Referee blows for half-time. Very, very difficult game so far. Not the fact that we're getting attacking and we're struggling defending. First of all, we've got to be careful of Christian Teo down that left side. You know, we've got Klein on him. We've just got to be careful. I know he's a decent player. Lazio are beating Brisbane Roar. Now, something I mentioned in the last episode, and I want you guys to definitely let me know down below, is do you want me to leave substitutes in? People told me, Brad, just tell us when you come back in the second half, tell us who you've made changes with, and so on. Or do you want me to leave the substitutes in? Now, I don't think I'm going to make any substitutes right now. We've played 45 minutes. The team's looking okay, so we'll jump back into the second half. The next 10-15 minutes, we have to look for something. So let's just hope something comes our way. Naby Keita, go through to Sturridge. Sturridge, maybe hit that on your right foot, son! Oh, he's nearly done it! He's literally nearly scored the same goal he scored against Chelsea yesterday. Literally took it onto his right foot and nearly pinged that in the top right bins. We've got to make something happen here, lads. We're not moving. Give it in to Fabinho. Fabinho's going to hit this on his right foot. An incredible strike. And I'll tell you what, 70 minutes, guys. I've got to make some substitutes. We have to do something different here. I'm going to take Naby Keita off. His head's just not there for me right now, so we're going to bring Adam Lallana on. What I might do, actually, is I might move Gini into the more central midfield role. Bring Fabinho back a little bit. I think we'll leave that like that for now. In fact, let's go ahead and bring Salah on for Divock Origi. Play Origi, Sturridge and Shaqiri up top. Let's go ahead and get back into this last 20 minutes of this game. We've got to find something here, lads. We have to find something. Come on, Lovren. Close him down. Lovren's got to get across. Ball comes in. Gomez is there. Nicely done. Gini Wijnaldum drops it straight to Francis again. 5 minutes to go. We are struggling here, lads. We've got to dig deep. Come on, Kieran Tierney. Come on, Tierney, whip that ball in. And I'll tell you what, as Kieran Tierney puts that ball into the box, takes the deflection, and the referee straight away blows for full time. We manage a draw against Real Betis. We get the 1 point, which puts us on 7 points. We should finish top of our group stages. Lazio are battering Brisbane Roar 4-0. So we'll have to have a little look of who's going through. We have received some additional transfer budget of £2.6 million. But going over to the Central now, we will have to have a look. And we are playing Marseille in the semi-finals, which I believe means that Real Betis will play Napoli. I do believe that should be the other one. And there we go. Napoli versus Real Betis. Now, obviously, we face off against Marseille. If we get through, we'll go through to the final and either face Napoli or Real Betis. Personally, I think Napoli are going to be the ones to go through. If we are going to face off against Real Betis, we're going to have to change something up, guys. We really are, because that game then was shocking. There may have been a few highlights, but it was not our best performance we put in so far in this Liverpool career mode. Now, what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to advance in a little bit of time. If we get any emails as usual, we'll pick up after. We'll get all the way to the Marseille game, sort out the squad, and then we'll jump into it. Right, and here we are, guys. We are at match day. I did advance the 4 days, and the only email that I got was a transfer offer of $750,000 for Ryan Brewster, which I've gone ahead and accepted. I think he's a player that's probably not going to get into the team, so I thought we may as well look to sell him on. Now, this team that I've put out against Marseille is probably one of the strongest teams I can possibly put out. As you can see, we've got Mane back at that left wing, Roberto Firmino at striker, Salah at that right wing. I'm trying Naby Keita and the Ox linking up in that central midfield role. Ox the other day scored an absolutely incredible goal, so I thought he's got to get back in the team. He was disappointed to not get in the last game. I've got to put him back in. Fabinho was absolutely unbelievable against Real Betis. Any loose balls, any tackles, he was the man on them. We've then got Robertson, Van Dijk, Matip and Trent at the back with Alisson in goal. And I am just ready to get into this game, guys. If we beat Marseille, we'll be playing the final against either Real Betis or Napoli. If we can get our first piece of silverware this early into the career mode, it'll be absolutely unbelievable. Super looking forward to playing Marseille. I have noticed that the top goal scorer in this tournament is actually Marseille striker, I do believe. Thirvin, I'm not really sure how you pronounce it, but that man is the man we've got to watch out for. We're going to get into this game, guys, hopefully get a few good goals and hopefully get through to the final of this Invitational Cup. Here we go, lads, the semi-final of the Invitational Cup, Liverpool versus Marseille. You know, we won our first 2 games, we drew our 3rd game. It wasn't a great effort at all against Real Betis, didn't feel like I played well at all. We've just got to hope that we play a lot better against Marseille. They've got some real good players, the likes of Dimitri Payet. He is a man that we've got to watch out for. Thorvin, we've got to watch out for him. It's going to be a very difficult game, but let's just hope we can get off to a good start in this first half. Nicely done, there we go. Nice little lay-off ball. Nicely done, here we go. We're breaking forwards nicely. Looking straight away for Salah. The Egyptian Kings broke forwards. He's going to hit it. And what an incredible deflection that was. The man had to get a foot to it. He does, and it goes out for a corner. We're going to look for the big man, Van Dijk, in the middle. Van Dijk to get to it. He does. And I'll tell you what, I thought the goalkeeper was going to let go of it. And I honestly thought Salah or the other man, Matip, was going to be all over that. Let's go, Matip. Good tackle. You shouldn't be there. The ball coming into the middle. Alisson's committed for it. He's going to have to get there. Oh, the ball across. No! Oh, my word. Payet was offside, but I cannot believe Alisson committed to that and didn't win it. He's got to win it from there. He's got to put his arms up higher. He's got to jump higher. He's got to punch that ball. Mane's making the run. Let's get this round to Mane. We're going to have Bobby and Mohamed Salah in the middle. Ball comes in. Salah's going to be there. Salah! Tell you what. Salah is not on all cylinders right now. We've just got to slow this down. Ball comes in. Alisson manages to get a hand to it. Oh, please, not like this. Not in the 47th minute. Van Dijk, nicely done. Let's go, Keita. Let's go. And there we go. Just when we go to get a break, the referee has blown for half time. To be honest, I'd rather have the referee blow for half time than us actually get that break. Because I tell you what, they've been battering us down the wings, battering us through the middle. Payet's looking dangerous at the moment. And Real Betis are actually beating Napoli at half time. I'm not going to make any changes, guys. I just think we've got to get back into this. We've got to do something a little bit different. Close them down. Don't let them get this ball in. Ball comes in. Robertson. Oh, Alisson's there. Do you know what, guys? We're going to have to make some substitutes. Keita, once again, is having an absolute nightmare of a game. We're going to take Keita off and we're going to look to bring James Milner on. Come on, Bobby. Break forwards. Nice ball in. Nice ball in again. Naby Keita's in. Naby Keita. Beautiful goal just before he's about to go off as well. I've said he's been doing nothing. Beautiful little few touches there. I think we went Firmino to Fabinho. Little ball through to Naby Keita. He manages to get through and bury that in the top right bin. Yeah, it looks like the ball comes through from Fabinho. Before that, it was from Bobby Firmino. And there we go. He goes off. Round of applause for finally getting us that goal. Come on, lads, close him down. Nicely done. Here's Fabinho. Looking out wide for Mane. Come on, Mane. I need you on all guns. Let's go. Let's break his legs. Nice little ball in now. Looking for Fabinho. He goes for it. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain on the edge of the box once again. Pele with an incredible save. Robertson still on it. Going into Fabinho. Fabinho loses out. That's not good, lads. Close him down. Close him down. Oh, I'm worried here. This could be the last break. And there we go. Finally. Finally, the referee blows for full time and we managed to win the game against Marseille in the semi-finals 1-0. I really don't know what happened there, guys. I put out one of the strongest teams I possibly could and it just didn't feel like it at all. Salah wasn't shooting on all cylinders. Firmino didn't do too much. Mane was making good runs, but apart from putting the ball in, didn't do too much. Naby Keita was doing absolutely nothing until he managed to score the goal. And as you can see, apart from a save from Alisson, a goal from Naby Keita, and a save from Johan Pele, there was no highlights. So I really don't think there's going to be very many highlights in that second game of today's episode. It was a very close game once again. It felt like it was Real Betis, and it looks like we'll be facing Real Betis once again. And I need you guys to let me know in the comment section as well which left winger we should go for. So these are the options right now. We're going for Marco Asensio. And then we don't look at anyone else apart from maybe Junior in the January when we can actually possibly go in for him. If we can't go in for him in January, we look at getting him next year. But we definitely need a left winger. Mane is struggling. I don't want to be playing Divock Origi out there on that left wing. So I'm thinking we bring Marco Asensio in and then we look at bringing Junior in the January or next year. Or we bring Ryan Sessegnon in, train him up, and then look at also bringing Junior in. So pretty much it's between, do we bring in Asensio or Ryan Sessegnon? We're bringing in Junior in January or possibly next year, no matter what. He's definitely someone that you guys have recommended, so I definitely want to bring him to Liverpool. Somebody mentioned Jimenez, so I need to get him in. Jose Jimenez, there we go. Jose Maria Jimenez, he's only 23, he's got great potential. He's actually got a release clause of 63.7 million. He's valued at 30 million. Wage of only 56,000. That is very low for such a high-rated player. So he could be someone that we look to get, guys. But again, the transfers are down to you guys. Obviously, I made the decision today to get Kieran Tierney, who was our first transfer in of this Liverpool career mode. And obviously, the next episode is going to feature the final of the Invitational Cup against a team we've already played. We drew 0-0. We're going to have to turn up in the next game because it is the final, as I say, of the Invitational Cup. Liverpool versus Real Betis. But until then, we need a left wing. Ryan Sessegnon, Marco Asensio, let me know. But that is going to do it for today's episode, guys. If you have enjoyed it, please do give it a big thumbs up for me. Don't forget to drop your comments down below. If you're new around here, click that subscribe button. Don't forget to share this video with friends and family. And I've been MassiveBrad. Peace out.